As requested, I'm going to go ahead and show some of my champions that I'm using for Dragon 20 and Ice Golem. I will start real quickly with my two Royal Guards. They're kind of the staples of those two teams. So the first one you can see is kind of built out mostly geared at high crit damage and crit rate. I've also got him about 200 accuracy, so he will get his defense down on. Really slow. I've tried to get at least a little bit of life hit points on him so that he's not, super duper squishy, but he's still real squishy. You'll see probably in these runs him get in a position where he gets killed. Another one, here's my second, very similar build, a little bit less accuracy, a little bit less crit damage, a little bit more attack. Pretty much the same thing though. I mean, once again, he hits hard. He's real squishy and he's really slow. On top of that, with them, I'm using Zorgala as an AoE defense down. I'm using Arbiter, who is a Reser. So I can real quick pop her open and show what I'm running on her right now. She's not as fast as she could be. That's because I've chosen to put her in Relentless gear. And otherwise, she's just, kind of tanky and has a real solid accuracy. Additionally, my Zorgala, she's not perfect really, but she's workable, fairly fast, pretty decent crit rate and high crit damage. Again, nothing crazy there. Those are really the staples of my Dragon 20 team. Additionally, I will pop open one other champion who is, of course, heavily used on my Ice Golem team, and that would be Ray. I used to use her instead of Zorgala. Again, I'm using Relentless gear on her, and she's a similar type of a setup. She's pretty slow and just got a ton of crit damage and as much crit rate as I can get while I'm there, and attack I've really just made a bonus. So let's go ahead and get to the runs. I'm going to just pop open the dungeon and we'll run through a couple Dragon 20s and then we will go from there. So as you can see, I mean, I've got it down pretty good. It's my best runs in the 118 range. So usually I see a lot of 120 to 135 runs, and then if something goes wrong, it gets up over 2, but it's systematically gotten better. Adding the Royal Guard was huge. I didn't show Bad L. I think I've showed you him before. He's geared about the same as he was, but pretty much gives some poisons, which poisons are huge on Dragon. If you're not using a nuke strategy like defense down and Royal Guards, you'll probably just use a poison strategy because that's a real solid way to kill Dragon 20 pretty fast. You can see now that the Royal Guard died in that last run, and Arbiter brought him back up. That's the typical issue that you're going to run into, and why I'd suggest either having a taunt, a shield, or a Reser. As soon as we get a good defense down, you should see them really tee off on him. There you go. Drop the half his life there or more. And probably as soon as the Royal Guard comes up again, I should get the second takedown. Oh, maybe not. There we go. So, geared out, 270 crit or so. You see they're doing almost 1 million damage with defense down and weaken. Real solid. I'll run one more You're gonna see more of the same. There's nothing real fancy that you're gonna see out of this. And then as soon as I'm done, I will move to an Ice Golem run. You did see that first wave especially, they dropped their takedowns on them right away. The teams that have like real big speed teams usually use like a Prince Kymar, and he resets the takedowns for this wave too. So they're done with the two waves in 25 seconds. I'm usually pretty happy if I can get the waves down in 45 to 50 seconds. So, in fact, you'll see most of the time it takes me longer than that. I can probably go back and perhaps recreate what my old speedrun team or what my older run team was. It was uh, it was using Xavier, so she did a pretty solid um, set, but it was all poison based damage. It's a lot longer. I think I'm not gonna do it today. We'll go ahead and now go to Ice Golem's peak. Now this speed team I've got now will wipe sometimes, and it's because of Xavier mostly. As you can see, I don't have a AOE defense down or a way to lessen the amount of damage that comes from AOEs. I may try, instead of using Santa on this team, to move to Duchess, since I've recently pulled her, but I haven't tried plugging her in yet. Usually on the Ice Golem, this is another place where the Royal Guards are a trouble, because if you can't get the reflect off of these mobs, so either using a cleanser or having a reser, these guys will kill themselves if they hit a takedown on them. See, once again, he hit the takedown on the reflect and he just killed himself. So once again, saved by Arbiter. So that was real fast. Now the hard part. Typically, the AI that the Royal Guards use, they will not use their takedown unless you actually have the mobs down. There's a way that you can force them to use their takedown by targeting one of the mobs or the boss explicitly, and then once they have a defense down on them, they will attempt to use the takedown. For the time being, I'm just going to let this run out though. You'll see that they should actually use their takedown now since they've killed it. And again, real solid damage, 500,000 damage. So a couple of those and you're on easy street. Now the risk here would be if Ray did an AOE at an untimely fashion, and that can and will wipe me. So there you go. That took about 2.5 minutes. Again, sometimes you can force him to attack the boss explicitly by clicking one of the guys and getting one defense down. I'm gonna go ahead and try that this run. if you're struggling with getting the Ice Golem down, another thing that would be probably highly recommended would be to look at Hell Hades' videos. He pretty much lays out the type of heroes that you might need to use, and the cleanse, the defense down, the protection. I mean, the different strategies are pretty well laid out. Additionally, poisoners are a huge help on Ice Golem. If you poison him down, he will not use his abilities, even if the mobs are up. So poison damage is just an excellent way to force the issue. Alright, see, he actually used his takedown since he had that boss with the defense down. Unfortunately, since there wasn't a defense down on the Ice Golem, that did not kill him, or else I could have perhaps been approaching a new best time on this fight. There we go, got him. Okay, that concludes my brief video on the strategies that I'm using and the team I'm using to take out Ice Golem and Dragon. If you have any questions, just post them in the comment or in our Discord, and I'll be happy to answer them. Thanks.